You know what, guys? I can speak whale. Hello, where's my beer? So I don't know if any of you guys know about the story of Jonah in the Old Testament, and it involves a fish. Before we get going here, guys, don't forget to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. If you subscribe, I will love you. Check out my Instagram page. Go ahead and follow that Instagram, because you get some great stuff on Instagram. You know what I mean. Jonah is a prophet. He was called by God to go to Nineveh. And Jonah's from Israel. Israel and Nineveh, they were bitter enemies. And Jonah was just like, nope. Not gonna do it, because he was so patriotic and he loved his home country. He loved Israel, and he didn't feel like he should go to Nineveh. He didn't want to be that Israelite who would go and actually help out the enemy, because he was trying to run away from it. He got thrown overboard of the boat because of a storm. He was swallowed by the whale, and the whale took him back to Nineveh and spat him out, basically. And then he went on and he preached the good news, and Nineveh converted. So how does the story of Jonah compare to today? This past week, we all know that the inauguration of the new president of the United States happened. In his inaugural speech, he's asking Americans, we need to start coming together. So why did I talk about the story of Jonah? Why am I talking about patriotism? I think patriotism is a great virtue. Love for one's country is a very beautiful thing. I mean, why do you think I'm drinking Boston Lager? Because, you know, Boston. Oh, hey, Mark, go park the car, Mark. That's a terrible Boston accent. Patriotism is a really great thing. But the problem that we have is that it sometimes can get to the extreme. It doesn't matter to me if someone's super patriotic and waves the American flag. If it's taken to the extreme, that's when it starts to get dangerous. No, I'm not here sitting in judgment with anyone on the left or the right. I don't think that's my duty. But what I think our duty is to talk with other people who have differing opinions. I can be patriotic and believe in one thing, and someone else can be patriotic and believe in another thing. But just because someone believes in something different doesn't mean that their patriotism is any less patriotic. Patriotism is love of one's country. Patriotism doesn't mean love of one's country for the benefit of just me. I think we've lost the true identity of what patriotism really is. And if that's the case, then what is true love for one's country? What do you think that means? I think patriotism means having conversations with someone who may believe something different. So as we start this new chapter, as we start this next chapter of the next president, no matter if you voted for him or not, we need to be able to work together. You know, there's a reason why we're still in the midst of this pandemic. There's a reason why there's a lot of things that are happening right now. I don't think it's fair to point blame really on anyone in this situation. The only thing I do know is that if we're going to move forward as a country, if we're going to fix our economy, if we're going to save thousands of lives from COVID, we have to work together. Because if we don't work together, then we're going to be so freaking divided that we're going to be so confused, and we're going to start asking the question, is Boston Lager even a beer? What is beer? Honestly, it's going to get that ridiculous. We need to stop living in the here and now, and we need to start thinking about the future. We need to come together as Americans. We can all believe in the same thing. We all believe that we can do great things. We need to go out and we just need to have conversations with people so that way we can understand why we think the way that we think. I know that you probably have friends out there that don't agree with your opinion. I challenge you to sit down with them and just try and have an open conversation without getting upset. If you start asking questions to find out why they believe it, and they might ask the same thing about you, you might find yourself in a position to maybe truly understand. And that, I think, is true patriotism. That just might change the world. Thank you for watching The Weekly Thought. Join me next week. We'll talk about something new. Cheers.